So for this demonstration, I'm going to explain and show you how to make sure that Python is installed, create a new folder for your Python programs, and also create a new program in Python that will be saved to the folder that we create and then opened in Python with the output displaying on the shell. So the very first thing we're going to do is in unit number 1, we're going to visit our project number 1. This goes through a number of different things, and at some point you're going to need to be able to type code and see what this code results in. There's a number of things, and then down here in the practice we're going to have to create some code. So in order to make our code, what we want to do is we're going to go to Finder and to our Documents folder, and one thing that is showing on mine that is not showing on yours, possibly, is the toolbar across the top and the sidebar on the left hand side. And to view those, if you have your Finder window open and you're on Documents, you can go up here to View and then Show Toolbar. And what this will do is it will open up the toolbar on the top that gives us a bunch of different settings, and it also shows our the favorites and different locations you can go inside the computer. And in this example, what I want to do right now is inside my Documents folder, I would like to create a new folder. And to do that, I'm going to click on the down arrow next to the gear, and I'm going to click on New Folder. And this creates an untitled folder. I'm going to type computer, all capitals, science, ENCE, there it is. And when I press enter, it'll lock it in there, and if I double click on it, it should open it up into that folder. And you can tell that I'm inside this folder because it says computer science across the top. There's another setting you can add or show. It's called the path bar. And what the path bar does is it shows the exact path of the folder that we're looking in, so that I know I am in my account, my Documents folder, and my computer science folder. Not necessary to view, but it does help if you get confused of where the items are located. So inside here, if I go back to lesson 1.1, at the very bottom it's going to say, after we go through this entire lesson, it's going to say create a new file called last name Python 1.1 variables. So in order to have a place to save that, we're going to create another new folder in here that's going to be called Unit 1. And then anything that we save in Python is going to be saved into this folder. Now once we have our folder structure set up, what I would like to do is go over to our Launchpad, and you should have already followed the install Python in Atom video, and if you have done that, you should see these two icons someplace on your apps page, and we're going to click on the idle application there, and what that does is that opens up Python, and there's a menu bar up here across the top that my screen is not showing right now, I don't think, but this is the Python shell, and a Python shell is what is going to run our code. And so it says that I could type help, copyright, credits, or license for more information. If I type help, well, if I type it in the right spot and press enter, it's going to say, tell me what I can look at. So if I say hi, help, and then parentheses, that's looking for everything. So it says this is the Python help utility, exit, function, quit, gets me out of there. Anyway, so this is our shell. This is the program that is running the Python script that we're going to be creating. Oh, That's not the code. Oh well. So anyway, this is our Python shell, and we want to make a new file. And when I make a new file, it's going to create a blank file right here. And the example up here across the top says message equals hello world and then print message. This is a basic variable, and this variable is going to give us the ability to store a particular sentence inside the variable. The variable is message, and then it's going to print whatever message is holding on to. So in this case, message is holding on to the sentence or string hello world, and so when I say print message, it should say hello world right after that. So if I copy this and paste it, there is my Python code, and it's going to ask me, if I try and run the module, it's going to ask me, number one, to save the source. And so if I hit OK to save that source, it's going to pull up a Finder save box right here, and I want to save this as, where does it say, last name and then Python 1.1 variable. So I'm going to save it as Miller Python 1.1 variables, and I want to make sure that I change my location. And so in this case, I want to go to documents. Oh, there it is. The little arrow next to it will give us more things to look at. And so if I come down here to computer science and click on unit 1, that puts unit 1 as my storage location, and it's going to save it as a Python file. When I hit save, you'll see that this gets did not like my character. Because when I copied it from Google Docs, the Google Doc character for quotation marks doesn't translate exactly into quotation marks in the programming languages. So I had to change my quotation mark. You could use doubles. We'll go over that in a different lesson. But you'll need to type these in or copy and then change that part of it. Now I can do two things. I can go File, Save, and it will save it, or I can hit Run Module again, and it will ask, do you want to save? I say OK, and then back in our shell, you'll see that it's running the program. It's restarting this program at this location, Miller Python 1.1 variables.py. This is our Python file, and you can see that it also printed the message, and message is a variable that is holding on to the string hello world. So it printed the words hello world just like it's supposed to. So as you create your projects and as you create your files, you're going to be adding these things to a particular file, and then this is our practice file for this lesson. And then after we get done with all these inside of Schoology, there is an assignment that is asking you to submit the 5 files that you created for this unit. So you're going to turn in 1.1 variables, 1.2 strings, 1.3 numbers, and so on. So that is our process for Python. And as we get into some of the later projects, we'll go over some more requirements for those. But to start and at least complete the first couple of units here, we're just working with developing a general understanding of the Python idle interpreter and the Python shell. So when you do need to submit your assignments, there will be a submission box. It'll say submit assignment, and it will look like this. It'll say submit assignment, and when you click on that, a box will pop up and it'll look like this, and you click on this side that has there's a little microphone. You click on the button to the left of the microphone, and it will open up a Finder window that allows you to choose the file that you're looking for. And then when you click submit, it'll say assignment submitted right here. If you have to choose multiple files, don't hit the final submission button here. You want to make sure that you have all of the files you need here before you submit the assignment. So inside of here, you can select multiple files as you go through. If you have any questions as you're working through these projects, make sure you let me know. That way I can answer the question. And I hope this video is helpful. If it is, make sure you let me know. And if it is not, if I could explain something a little bit different, please let me know.